Hello, it's Rachel and I'm here for my beginning of February update. So hopefully I'm going to continue with the updates every 2 weeks. We'll see how it works out. I've got 3 projects to share, 2 I've worked on, and the 3rd I'm just going to show you my starting point for today's stitching. So today is Sunday, so I've got most of the day to stitch. I do have some things to do around the house as well. But I'm hoping to get some reasonable progress made. So far this morning I've worked on Fairytale Town to put my 200 stitches in. So I've worked around this area here with the purple and white stitches on the house, that line before, below the rooftop, and then outline of the windows, and then I've done some stitches over here as well. There's the outline now of one of the street lights. I put in the purple and blue flowers there and some at the bottom, and I also did some back stitch on this little house on the windows that needed doing, and there's a couple of back stitch lines in white on the step of that house and also on the step of that big house as well that still needed doing. So that's where I've got to today. I'm going to leave that one for now and move on to another project. And then yesterday, after my finish on Royal Holiday, I pulled out this piece. So this is Water Lily by Luca, and it's the piece I started for New Year. And I put in 400 stitches on that, which was quite a lot considering I'd already done 200 on Fairytale Town, I'd done all the beading on Royal Holiday, and then 400 on this piece as well. So not as much progress as I would have liked to have seen, but 400 stitches is not that many. I filled in this lily pads here and did some work on this lily, and then a little bit on this one as well. But I still love the piece. The colours are just absolutely gorgeous, and of course it never looks as good on the camera as it does in real life, so that's a shame, but it is what it is really, isn't it? And so today then, so far this year I have not mentioned any challenge groups or whip go, and I did toy with the idea of just not doing any of them, but I did put a whip go board together in December, and as it happened, the January calls were Fairytale Town, which I obviously did the stitches because I do 200 every day, and the other space I had for a new start, and I started Water Lily, and I didn't have a designated number of stitches for it. Then for February, Royal Holiday was called. Well, I finished it, so I clearly did those stitches, and the other piece that was called is this one. So I'm kind of loosely following whip go. We'll see how it goes. You know, I'm not holding myself to it this year. I've never completed one, so it's not like I'm losing out. But this is Mason Jar Lineup by Dimensions. This is how far I got. It has not been worked on probably since 2020, when it was one of that bunch of projects that I started for Stitch Mania, the one and only year I've done it. And as soon as I'd done the starts and put 500 stitches in, I just put them down and went back to the projects that I've been working on. I did find it overwhelming for me. I think I went up to around 35 projects, and it was just too much. It's not that I wasn't making any progress because I put them all away. I only worked on the projects that I previously had out, and then I was sort of bringing them into rotation one at a time. But because they're all at a sort of starting point and the whips, I just see them on a list over and over, and it's like, ugh, I've not worked on it, you know, for 6 years now. So there's not so many of them left. I mean, I have stitched most of them, but the ones that are left, you know, I do want to get them done one at a time whilst allowing myself some new starts as well, because then I didn't start anything for 5 years, and I do miss having, you know, the odd new start every now and then. Anyway, so this is my starting point for today. My whip go target is to have the first jar done for this month. I think I've got it down as a finish for this year, but each whip go call is like 1 jar. So I'll work on it today and probably throughout the week as well, see where it takes me. I've just as well this morning sorted out all my kits, because they were all in boxes and most of them were in like the same brand boxes, as much as I could do. But then I untidied them all when I did my December update, and I wanted to show you the things I was thinking of working on. So I pulled loads of kits out, and then there was other kits that had been sat in a box, sort of all mixed up, because I hadn't shown them on my Flosstube since I bought them, and some of those kits I'd bought last February. So all of those have been shown now. I have no more kits to show on videos, and I've just sorted out all my boxes and labelled them up with the brands for the most part, and I really need to start stitching some of those kits. The Luca S ones, I've got 3 boxes of Luca S and the lids don't fit on any of them properly, so they all need 2 kits taken out. Well, one of them's Luca S and Lettuce Stitch, because they're kind of sister brands as far as I know, so they're together. Yeah, it just shows me how many kits I've got. Not that I don't know, I do know they're there, but I still want to buy them, because like there's a Luca S one right now called White Flowers that has been discontinued, and it's been on a wish list for ages. I'm like, do I buy it? And if I buy that one, I've got to buy the piece, the companion piece that goes with it. You know how these things go. I have bought myself 1 kit. I can't show you because I haven't opened it. I bought myself a Mereshka kit for my birthday, but my birthday is not until the 15th of February, so I've made myself not open it, because I don't really get birthday presents. Don't feel sorry for me, but I don't. My family don't really. We don't really do presents for birthdays, and nobody else buys me anything, so I want a present to open. So anyway, that's that. So I'm going to get stitching, and I will show you hopefully towards the end of the day before it gets dark where I get up to. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning right now. Alright, I will speak to you soon. Hello again. It is around about 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, and I just wanted to share what I've done so far on Mason jar lineup. Not a huge amount. Let me see. Primarily because, well, a couple of reasons. It's okay, it looks nice actually in the camera. The first couple of hours, well, the first hour I think was spent trying to convert my progress from the paper chart onto a saga chart, because I do have the saga chart for this, except for the saga chart that I have is charted in DMC threads, so I had to change all the threads over to the dimensions kit numbers. So, well, I've not done all of them, but the ones I could see in the first jar at least, and some of them were blends, so it takes a little bit of extra time to figure out whether you're changing the right numbers on the blends. Anyway, if you've got saga, you probably know that. So that was like an hour of time. Then I decided to do a load of back stitching. So I put in the darker centre back stitch, and there was some of the blue done, but I did a lot more. There's still some left to do, which the surrounding stitches needed to be in. So we did the back stitching, and that took me a good couple of hours. And then I started normal crosses, and so the normal crosses I've put in, really, I did have some white stitches on this flower, I think, still to do. Then I've done all the green parts, they're the stems, and then I've just started on the aqua colours for the mason jar. And they're very fun to do. There isn't actually that many stitches on this whole design. That would work behind it, I think. It's because I've got the light on, because the natural light is going. Oh, there we go, that's better. That is better, I feel. What was I saying? Yeah, the natural light is going, so you can see straight through it because of the light I've got just here. But yeah, I feel like I've just got going on this and the weekend's over, more or less. But oh, just in case you don't know what this one looks like, that's the finished design. So I'm on this first one, and there is a little bottle as well, so that's where the green part is. So I've got a jar and a bottle. I'm kind of calling this one. I really need to look at my whip go again, because I think I've only put it in 3 times for 3 jars. Well, 1, 2, 3. That's not going to be a finish this year. But it's not that many stitches, so I don't know. I think there's some slots available on my whip go board, because I think Royal Holiday was in there a couple of times, and she's obviously finished. Anyway, I'll tell you what, I'll share the colours with you. I've still not learnt my lesson with dimensions. When I want to stitch, I just want to stitch. I can't be bothered. Stitching Mummy gave me a great idea of hole punching them, and I kind of remembered that as I just cut all the tops of them. But there's not so many threads in this. They are long and ridiculous. But anyway, that's one of them, and then this is the other one. The aqua colours are so pretty. But there's the jars are mostly blends of the aqua colours, but how pretty. So together, I mean, it barely means anything on a video, does it? It's when you see it in person. But anyway, yeah, the jars are lots of aqua colours blended together. So that's interesting, because I don't think I've come across a dimensions kit with so many blends on before. Right, I guess that's all I'm going to get done today. I'll probably carry on stitching for a bit, but you'll see that in the next video clip. Alright, see you for now. Well, it is Wednesday morning. It's about 6:15. I've just finished my 200 stitches in Fairytale Town, and I thought this would be a good time to give you an update before I go to work. So work project is coming on nicely. I've got about 200 stitches left to do in this heart, or just short of 200, I think it is, maybe about 180. So I'm hoping to get that finished in the next couple of days, and then I've just got the back stitching to do, and then I need to decide on my new work project. So that's that one. Then I've been working on mason jar lineup. So my original Whip Go goals, I think I mentioned this, I had it on my Whip Go board 3 times, and each of those times was to do one of the jars. Well, there's a jar and a bottle there that I've got completely finished, but that does not set me in good stead to get this finished for the year. So I've changed my goal. I had a couple of slots that were taken by Royal Holiday. Obviously that's finished, so I've changed them to this project. I now have 5 slots on the Whip Go board, and I've put them a goal 20% each, so 20%, you know, we'll get it finished for the year. So I've finished this one and started on the next flower here. But I'm really pleased with it. It's surprisingly enjoyable to stitch on. I don't know what it is about dimensions. I often think they're going to be harder work than what they are. I mean, it's not a gold kit, so maybe that's some of it. Luna is attacking my cross stitch. You can't see her, she's just out of shot, but she is there. And then Fairytale Town, I have just finished putting in my 200 stitches for the morning. This is my piece before I go to work. So I've worked the last few days on getting this house done. I'm just finishing off the greenery here because I want it to meet, I want to stitch up to where the next big house starts, which is just somewhere here. So I've just got this little bit of greenery, and then obviously bring all of this down. That's the goal over the next couple of weeks, I guess. And it's getting ever closer to a finish, 82% on this one at the moment. So anyway, I am going to drink my coffee that I've just made and pack my things for work. Can you see that little paw there? Let me move the light out the way. There she is. Lou, say hi. All right, time to go. Well, hello again. It is Friday. I've just got in from work, so I've got a whole weekend ahead of me. So I thought I'd do a little update. So this is where I've got to this week on Fairytale Town. This morning I was filling in the bridge here, and then I'm just going to start bringing these areas down. I've done a little bit of the greenery over here, put the chimney on the house. It's still missing a few stitches. But this is about as far as I'm going now before I move my frame. So just got to keep going and filling it in. Still sticking with my 200 stitches. I've not missed a day yet. So yeah, that's working out well at the moment. Some days are a bit of a struggle, but you know, it's about as much as I can do first thing in the morning. So I'm happy with it. And I should be still on for a end of April finish, beginning of May, somewhere around there. Okay, so that's that one. Then this is mason jar lineup, and I've now completely finished the first jar. I think I shared that in the last update, and then I've got the flower finished for the second jar, not the back stitch though, and then I've just started on the actual jar itself here. So that's coming along nicely. Still really enjoying working on this one, and it's on a 28 count white even weave, which I think it must have come with 14 count Adrian must have come with if I've put it on 28. So that's that one. And then my work project, it's a little crinkly, but I finished it. So I'm super happy with this design. It's such a sweet little design for Valentine's Day, or well, it doesn't have to be Valentine's, does it? But I just really like it. I love the blending and how the hearts have turned out. I love the colours. I really like these kind of shades of brown and grey on the branch. And it didn't take too long to do. It's all full stitches. No fractional stitches, although there is a touch of fractional back stitch on the little hearts here. But the rest of it is just straightforward back stitch. So really pleased with how that one turned out. I'll just get it a little closer for you. And once again, I've got no board to put it on, but you get the idea. So because I finished this piece, I started my little fox today. So this is one that I talked about starting last year and then started something else. I think, yeah, the Christmas penguin is what I started. So I've only done a little bit. It doesn't really look like very much right now, but that's his ear and that's his forehead. His head is kind of tilted on one side, so his other ear will be across here. But not bad for a little start. So that is everything for now. I'm going to pick up my mason jar lineup and stitch my 100 stitches for after work, which I've been doing consistently. Well, except yesterday. We had another parents' evening yesterday, and that was super busy. And it didn't finish till 7 p.m. and I was just so tired afterwards. I only got 72 stitches in, but the day before that I'd got 200 in, so that makes up for it. So it probably averages out a little over 100 stitches. Okay, that's everything for now. Well, here we are again. It is Sunday afternoon and things have been a little slower this weekend, so I've not quite managed my 200 stitches on here today. And the reason being, I seem to have injured my arm. I don't really know what I've done to it, but I was in a lot of pain yesterday and I had to stop stitching, and today pretty much the same. So I've done about 140 stitches over the course of the whole day. So it's literally like 10 stitches, put it down, and then try again later. So I am determined to try and get my 200 finished. I've been working on this part here, getting the stone part of the bridge filled in and then adding some of these green colours. And then yesterday, before I was in so much pain, I did manage to finish the whole of the second, I guess it's a bottle more than a jar, but it is called mason jar lineup. Anyway, the second flower and the bottle jar completely finished, and then I've got the flowers for the next one. I had to give up on back stitching because I was just in so much pain by then. I'm not even sure I can drive to work tomorrow. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I've been putting ice on it every 20 minutes, not every 20 minutes, for 20 minutes every 2 hours, which is I don't know, it's like tennis elbow or something like that, but I know it's kind of a combination of sleeping on it, which I guess compresses blood flow or something. Can you guess? I've been googling it, and maybe some kind of repetitive strain from stitching. I don't know. Anyway, it is a little better today, but I'm hoping it doesn't last because half term is next week and I really want to be able to get lots of stitching done. So I may take a couple of days off work and rest it completely and keep going with the ice. All right, that's everything for now. I did just want to share this because I think it's turning out so pretty. I'm really happy with it, and it's still really nice to stitch. I really do enjoy this piece. So anyway, see you on the next one. Hello, I'm back again. It's getting towards the end of the week now. Half-term break is next week. The stitching this week has been slow because I've really been trying to rest my arm that I talked about in a previous clip, that I seem to have done some tendon or ligament damage to. I've been quite good in icing it every couple of hours and trying to rest it, but obviously I wanted to stitch as well, so I have been stitching a lot slower, and so the progress is not quite as much as it has been. But anyway, this is Fairytale Town. I was working on that this morning. I put on some stitches to fill in the house here. before that I was working on these little flowers down here and filling in a bit more of the bridge area. So not too much progress to see, but it is moving along. Then I have mason jar lineup. So last time I showed you I had stitched the flowers, done some of the back stitching but not all of it. I have finished the back stitching and started to put in the jar, and there are some flowers that trail across this jar from the adjacent jar. So where you can see that little bit of pink and some leaves, they are from the jar next door. There's still quite a lot of stitching to go on here, and obviously the back stitch as well, but I've more than met my goal for whip go, which was 20%, and I think 20% was done after I'd finished these 2 jars. I think so, maybe just a little bit of stitching on those flowers. So I'm currently at about 34%, something like that. And yeah, still enjoying stitching it. Again, it's been, you know, a lot more slow progress, just trying to look after my arm and make sure it's healing properly, because I really want to be able to stitch over the half-term break. Plus, you know, there's a ton of other things I want to do outside, getting my seeds going, so I'm going to have to be careful with that as well. I mean, seeds aren't heavy clearly, but bags of compost and things, which is what I'm normally hurling around at this time of year. And then the last one is my work project. And this is now looking a lot more like a fox's head. So both of his ears are in now, not completely filled in, just starting to bring his face down. And then I'll probably put in his back across here, and then further down are the lovely little cushions that he's lying on in shades of blue and taupe. So looking forward to making more progress on this one. I think that is everything for today. Yep. See you in the next one. Time for another update. It is Saturday the 14th of February, Valentine's Day. And I just thought I'd show you, well, I'm still working on the same 3 pieces and have been all week. So on Fairytale Town, I've filled in the windows on this little house, filled in some of the flowers over here and started on the greenery. Then I've moved down here, filled in some of this area, done a little bit on the bridge as well. So we're getting there. I think next time you see it, I'm probably going to move it because it's getting quite awkward working over here. Yeah, I'll probably move it over. I need to backstitch that little horse first. So I probably should work on that this weekend. I'm not sure whether I will or not. It's my birthday tomorrow, so I'm going to have my birthday new start. Still no idea what it's going to be, but before I post this video, I'll give you an update on that. So anyway, that's Fairytale Town. Then my work project, Little Fox, is looking more like a fox. So both his ears are now completely filled in. His forehead is more or less done. And then I'm just bringing these lighter coloured, sort of greyish colour stitches down here for where his cheeks are going to be. And then I will have to move it across the frame to do his back. So his back comes across here and then he's sleeping on the little blue cushions down there. But he's looking quite nice. I really love the colours that are used in this. And I have been putting some stitches in at the weekend as well as on work days. So I've not done any this morning yet. But I think because it's a bit of a bigger piece, I might just carry on with that, doing it at home, obviously, at the weekend. Just my 100 stitches. And then final piece this is where we're at on mason jar lineup. So this is coming along quite nicely. The jar here is a little bit more involved, taking a little bit longer, I feel. But yeah, it's coming along. I've got the top flowers all done and backstitched. The ones that cross over are backstitched, but obviously you can see there's more flowers to finish here, and then the jar, and then it kind of merges into the next jar over here. But we're at 40%, or 40, I think about 45% actually. Yeah, that's getting close to halfway done. Still enjoying it, still really nice to stitch, and it's probably the easiest dimensions kit that I've picked up so far. Alright, well, that's my update, and as I say, I'll finish the video tomorrow when it's my birthday, and you'll be able to see what I've decided as my new birthday start. Hello, it is the 15th of February today, so it's my birthday, and I did say I would end my current video with a decision on what I was going to start for my birthday start. So, gosh, it's taken me literally down to like 2 minutes ago to finally make a decision on that. So I'd said originally I was toying with the idea of doing the RTO kit called Grape Wine, and the other one I was contemplating was a botanical series pattern by Veronique Ongenger, and I have decided on the Veronique pattern, so I will put that on the screen for you. I've chosen the geranium mostly because that is one of the ones that I had all kind of prepared to go with fabric and everything else, and I did stitch one of the fruit designs last time. I've stitched the raspberries already. I do want to stitch all the flowers and all the fruit, so I thought if I did a fruit last time, I'll do a flower one this time, and then kind of alternate, I think, through the series. So that's exciting for today. Also, I'd mentioned, I think on my previous video, might have been this one actually, I don't know, because I film the clips and then forget what I've said. Anyway, I did buy myself a birthday gift. Well, since I said that, I've bought a couple more birthday gifts. So I've not looked at them, I've literally just taken a pair of scissors right now and opened them. I hope they've sent the right ones. So we'll start with this package here is from Mereshka. Oh, it's a package within a package. Okay. I thought it was being organised having them all open so that there was no crinkling, but there will be. There's a free chart. I think I've already had one of these from them, where you get, well, maybe it wasn't this one, they're quite nice designs. So that's a little freebie. It was bought directly from Mereshka, so that is why you get freebies like that. And the kit I bought is called Blizzard. This is a newer kit, and I just thought he was absolutely gorgeous. I am a lover of horses. I used to keep horses when I was younger. I keep saying one day I'm going to get one again, but we'll see. But yeah, I love him. Absolutely love him. He's on 14 count Ada. That's interesting. It's like a blue colour. And because this is one of the newer kits, it should, yeah, it's just got the QR code inside. There's no paper pattern. But I really think he looks amazing. because I'm always on the lookout for nice horse kits, and sometimes they're just not very majestic looking, to me anyway, or I don't know, there's not that many that I really like, but that's one of them. And then this one was an unplanned purchase, because like most people I'd heard the news about dimensions and the possibility that kits might become scarce, and nobody really knows what's happening since Simplicity went into liquidation. So this was one of the ones that I had on my wish list, so I bought this one. Ooh, now I'm thinking I should start this one. No, we're not going to start another dimensions, I've already got 2 on the go, so but he's really nice. Then I went shopping at Arts and Designs, and I went for some threads. I went for some DMC. So there was a couple of colours that I thought I was going to run out of on Fairytale Town, so I thought, okay, I'll get those. And then I thought, well, I'm not going to pay postage for 2 threads. So then I looked at my Etsy patterns and which ones I might want to do in the near future, and I got some threads. I'm trying to figure out how to get in this. There's some kits in there as well, it's not all DMC. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I got loads of threads and threw in some kits as well. Let me get the scissors. So I will show you the kits. I'm sure you don't need to see DMC. So what's tape on it? And I really shouldn't be buying anything else, but you know what? You only live once, and they're beautiful threads. Look how nicely they pack them. And then those little ones. So there's, in fact I might show you the threads. Well, 2 of them are little cutesy patterns. One of them is a little bunny with hearts, which is kind of Valentine's themed, which, yeah, it's been and gone yesterday, but I thought it was super cute and he'd make a really nice works project. So I got some threads for him. I got some threads for an Amelie, I don't know her surname. Anyway, she's a Russian or Ukrainian designer, and she has this pattern with a doily on it with a knife and fork and spoon, and the doily is so detailed, it looks amazing. So I got some threads for that, and the third one, oh yeah, actually I got threads for 2 of her patterns. The other one is a Blackberries design, so I got threads for that. And the last one, I bought a pattern on Etsy. I can't remember the name of the designer. I think she's a fairly new designer. She only has a limited number of patterns right now, but there's 2 that I've bought from her. One was a little kitten that I bought a while ago, and this one called La Katrina, so it's like a Day of the Dead design, and I thought it was stunning, and it's quite different from all my other patterns, so I'm looking forward to doing that one. And yeah, it might be a start soon because I've got the threads for it, so hopefully I'll put them on the screen. Okay, so the kits that I bought 2 more magic needle kits. These are fairly new releases, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I saw online somewhere that these have a QR code in for Saga. This one is, let's see, it's 10¼ by 10¼ square, which is 26 centimetres square. It's on 16 count Ada. It's called Silent Night, and the code is 7036 if anybody is interested in that one. I just love the colours, blues and purples, and the lights and the wintry scene. And then of course they had a companion piece called Snow in the City, so the code on this is 7035, and I got this one too. Exactly the same size on 16 count Ada. You get gamma threads in these, in the magic needle kits. So that was those two. Then the next one I got is an Ava Stitch one. This is called Sewing Room. And I love this. I think this is so pretty. I'm trying to get rid of the glare. I'm sure you can look it up anyway, that's not too bad. But I don't know how easy it'd be to stitch, because I can imagine there's quite a fair amount of confetti. But it's so pretty. So this one is the 32, well, roughly 32 by 32 centimetres. Stitch count is 204 squared. 69 colours with 9 blends. It's Luca S thread. And the only thing I can't see, 16 count fabric. So it's just on white 16 count Ada, which I'll keep because it's full coverage. So many colours. So that's that one. Then the last one is another Ava. This one's called Mediterranean Dream. Oh gosh, there we go. And again, it's so pretty. And this is 180 stitches squared, 16 count Ada, 28.6 centimetres squared, 60 colours, 22 blends. Quite blend heavy then. And there's the colours from the back. So they are, this one feels really heavy, but they are all my birthday presents from me to me. And I'm now going to get some breakfast. I have been stitching this morning. I've put my stitches in on Fairytale Town. I put my stitches in my little fox. I'm going to get some breakfast. And then I'm going to start my Veronique piece on casual linen. This is colour 99. It's one of my favourite, if not my very favourite cream colour. It's so light. It's just that hint of a cream colour to it. So I decided, I'm not really sure why, but I decided all the fruit patterns and the vegetable patterns are going to be done on antique white, and all the flower patterns are going to be done on colour 99. So that is everything. That is my update for the first half of the month. I hope everyone has a great stitchy day. I know I'm going to. I'm not doing anything else today. I'm giving myself permission just to stitch as much as I want, or as little as I want, because it's my birthday. Alright, see you again soon. Bye bye.